Something for nothing. In our world today, it seems that there is a confusion about what people are entitled to or what people would like to have versus what people can actually have and what they actually can go about and achieve. I have a thought that happiness probably can't be attained purely by someone from an outside source just passing it over to you, because it's sort of a process of achieving one's own goals and developing one's own actions and then benefiting from the control of those things. In my view, from being a business owner for many years and hiring different people, I've found that very few people actually have had the chance to produce for another straight and get paid straight for that. And so the most obvious way of procuring wealth, which is to just go out and produce goods and services for another, and then receive money in return for that. For some reason, in the North American culture, it has, I've observed over the years, degraded, and that emphasis has been placed on false things that are just flat out wrong. For example, emphasis on spending money unnecessarily in order to start a company or to just start to develop your products, goods, and services and get into business mode are actually just substitutes for rising up and going out and getting good at something, improving your skills, and finding customers and, finding lots of customers. That's the main skill. Now, I'm not sure if it's been lost on purpose in North American schools or if it never was taught entirely. Maybe it's maybe it's just accidentally left out. But without the idea that one can own his own production and his own goods and take responsibility for that, capitalism is not going to work. Because when the people's minds are broken and they want something for nothing, they're going to get something for nothing, and that is socialism. Now, to my friend Ed, I know he has his own different definition of socialism, and I don't apply this definition to the way that he's saying it. But I'm just using the term in the way that what I really mean is that people want someone else to go ahead and give them something for nothing. But happiness really is not achieved that way, and I promise you, it really isn't. In order to grow in business, it is a long road. Some people seem to do it very quickly and all of a sudden have these huge success stories. But the actual fact is, it takes time to master something. It takes time to find customers. It takes time to service them. It takes time to grow, do a good job. So why am I mentioning this is because in crypto, a lot of times we have been trained due to the false Bitcoin, BTC community and ideologies, is that we are sitting around and waiting for BTC to go moon and Lambo. And this couldn't be any further from the actual truth, because it actually took, if you go back and look, hundreds and thousands of people who basically dedicated their whole life towards communicating and promoting Bitcoin, BTC to people, ever since 2010. In the Bitcoin Cash community, we must not become complacent, and we must recognize that a lot of those people are now no longer part of the community. They're now part of the when Lambo, when Moon, sit on my butt and I want something for nothing sort of, mentality, which is not going to, that's not going to result in any production. Yeah, what you want to do is be a part of goods and services exchanged, producing value voluntarily for both parties, and that is the way to wealth. That is the way to growth. That is the only way that man can act, and it has to be symbiotic, and that means that it's beneficial for all the life forms involved, in some way. Okay, sometimes this is hard to see. If an animal gives up its life, for a human, it may not seem like it's helping that human. But if you look, but there are actually ways where that human can, or sorry, I didn't say that correctly, but there are actually ways where that human is actually assisting the survival of that animal, and it's becoming nutrition. And so, but then again, there's ways where it could become imbalanced as well in the exchange and flows. So wanting something for nothing is what a criminal does. He wants to get a car. He doesn't want to produce or contribute anything back to the world. He just wants to get a car. And so, of course, we have moral codes against this in our society. And these moral codes say, no, sorry, you'll have to give something to get something, and you cannot steal, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So, what my real point is that here we are with the greatest opportunity. Yes, here's the real truth. In Bitcoin Cash today, you have absolutely the greatest thing that has ever happened, okay? Now, what are you going to do about it? Who are you going to talk to today or tomorrow? What's your plan? And I'll tell you mine. I try to talk to 2 new people every day and to give them a wallet and show them and get them hooked up, answer some basic questions, and then I get them on to YouTube and I send them videos and I get them moving, and then I text with them and follow up, okay? I do this to protect my own investment, also to better the world, and I know, yes, I will be rewarded financially a great deal because to me, Bitcoin Cash is pretty much the only thing that makes any sense. There's other projects that I really like, but I just don't see how they need their own blockchain. And so, and there could be exceptions to this, but by far, the greatest opportunity that I see, definitely for myself, I'm extremely certain based on, and I'm open-minded to options and stuff like that, but I don't have any doubts. At this point, I know that, Bitcoin Cash will change the world, but it's not going to do it by itself. It needs good people, and it needs people to be exchanging. And here's the thing, when don't get the wrong idea and think that Bitcoin Cash is only for commerce, like at a store. It's not. The way that we can really grow this grassroots is to think of ways of sharing with another person. And remember, if someone is just a nice person who's serving you, right, you can offer them a tip. And if you run your own company, I'll tell you how I introduce it. I say, in my company, we accept Bitcoin, and they usually that's how I that's how I break the ice with people. I say, I'd like to give you a tip in Bitcoin. Is that okay? Sometimes they'll say no. Or they'll say, I don't know what that is. Or if they're busy, it's okay. It's not a good time. But if there is time, because after work I go to the grocery store, I go for dinner, and I talk to people. And you need to have courage in order to talk to people. And if you're not able to talk to people and feel confidence, don't worry. There is other ways you can contribute to expanding the network. But we will win by expanding the network. And because unless you're mining, if you're mining or doing something else, right? So it's not a sit and wait activity. It's a get out there, spread the word, communicate, and incorporating that into the way that you live your life, and doing it in a way that is real for you. Okay, so if you want to find one person per week Make that your goal. And then the next week, try to find 2 people and share it with them. These are ways that you are taking responsibility for yourself, for the world, and you'll be introducing them. Try to use them in actual exchange situations, like if somebody's like, I'll pay for my dinner in fiat, and then I'll tip my waitress. I'll say, I'd like to give you a couple. I'll still tip them in fiat, because that's what I know that is real for them. So I give them a good tip in fiat, and then I say, I would like to give you some more money. I'd like to give you an extra couple dollars. It's in Bitcoin. Is that okay? What do you think they're going to say? No? No, they say yes. Great. And then they talk to you and they're happy and it's cool, you know? And that's what we have to do. That's our job. So every time you freaking go on Twitter and say something negative, you should be out there talking to like at least 5 new people. So I hope that this gets us out of the mind frame that was the poison that's really in socialism. It's the something for nothing. Sit around and wait for something to happen, right? No. It's do what you can. You'll be paid commensurately. You'll be paid commensurately to the degree that either I promote for you, you know, or someone else promotes for you. So you might as well just accept it and get on board and make a plan and find something you like. I'm going to make a video later on some really cool ideas that I have for you if you own a business, on how you can help have a fun game and, you know, spread Bitcoin Cash, because it is the greatest thing that has happened to mankind. It used to be BTC, and now it's not. So now it's BCH. And we got to push the purpose, okay? So please tell me what your thoughts are regarding that. And no more something for nothing. That's bullshit.